And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in Americus, Georgia. Lady Canes Field, Game 2 of this afternoon's Peach Belt Conference doubleheader. First pitch swinging, chop to the third baseman. Lauren Kersey off, throws over to Denny for the first out of the ball game. A quick out for the Lady Hurricanes. Starting pitcher Shannon Gibson in Game 2 for GSW. The Mountain Lions from Young Harris College. Played for Young Harris, right fielder number 8, Hannah Harrison. So Harrison picks up where she left off in game number 1, a red-hot bat and a double over the head of the Lady Canes left fielder, Michaela Barlow, that one hops the wall. Runner potentially in scoring position with Harrison getting the double. And that'll get us to the first baseman for Young Harris with one away. First pitch swinging, popped up. This is Shope. Caught in fair territory. A pop-up to the pitcher. First baseman is number 10, Haley Shope. Batting fourth for Young Harris, shortstop number 3, Murphy Davis. 2 away in the first here for Young Harris. That went in there for a strike. On the edge for a strike, 0-2. And a strikeout swinging, so the Lady Canes starting pitcher in game 2, Shannon Gibson, gets the out and holds Young Harris scoreless in the first. May not sound like a big accomplishment, but GSW did it only once, and it was the final inning, the 5th of game number 1. So hopefully that trend will continue. No runs for the Mountain Lions in the first. They get a hit, but they'll leave the runner at second base. Georgia Southwestern coming up, heading to the dugout, grabbing the sticks for the first time in game number 2 of our doubleheader. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Georgia Southwestern State University Softball Peach Belt Conference action on the Surge Sports Network. leading off game 2 for the Lady Hurricanes. Michaela Barlow, much as was the case in game 1 where she was walked twice, Barlow opens up the nightcap with a walk as well. Runner aboard for the Lady Hurricanes. Chloe Zeller up now for the Lady Canes. First pitch on the corner for a strike. Batting second for GSW, center fielder number 7, Chloe Zeller. Starting pitcher in game 2 for Young Harris, picking up right where they left off. She was the relief pitcher. Pitched 4+ innings in game 1. And it's number 22, Dharma Rossbrook. And also, fans, don't forget the live stats links or link for game 2 is available on this YouTube broadcast. Just pull up the description of today's live coverage, and you'll see the links for game 1 and game 2. They are different, so if you were following along in game 1, you'll have to open up another browser window and pull up the links for game number 2. Again, the link to the live stats is right there in the description of today's broadcast. 1-2 pitch, slap foul. If you like that real-time data, follow your favorite player or team. Those links are also available if you prefer to find it the old-fashioned way. You can go to our website, gswcanes.com. gswcanes.com on mobile devices. There'll be a little calendar in the top right corner. Click on it. Today's games are there, and you'll find the links for our broadcast. Those same links are available on the Young Harris Athletic webpage, as well as that of the Peach Belt Conference. Well, a couple of foul balls from Zeller, and she'll keep this at-bat alive. Still looking at a 1-2 count. The Lady Hurricanes with a runner on, in search of their first hit of the ball game, just underway here in game number 2. She reaches for that one, swing and a miss. That one just outside the reach of Zeller. She'll go down swinging. There's another lady that got walked a couple times in the opener. Shortstop number 22, Haley Tierce. Outer edge of the plate for a strike to open up the at-bat for Tierce. Well, the Lady Hurricanes only could muster 4 hits in the opening ball game. That one a swing and a miss from Tierce. Tierce was 0 for 1, walked twice. Struck out the other time she was up. Hits in the opener came from Wills, Burton, and a couple from Ellie Denny. So out in front now, 0-2 on Tierce, and she'll go after that one in a swing and a miss. Two outs in the inning. Third baseman, number 20, Lauren Kersey. Two outs, Lauren Kersey, the batter. That one high. The freshman Kersey 0 for 2 in game number 1. Ground ball. A bouncing ball to the shortstop, on to first. And the Lady Hurricanes will come up empty in their half of the first inning. 6-3 ground out for Kersey. To the second inning we go. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Young Harris. It looks like it'll be Bataille, Torres, and Alderman when we return here from Lady Canes Field. No score yet in this one. Thanks for tuning in. Young Harris took the opener. GSW trying to earn a split in today's doubleheader. Overall records coming into game 2. Young Harris 30-14 overall, 12-5 in Peach Belt Conference play. Georgia Southwestern 18-28, 7-10 in the Peach Belt under first-year head coach Nikki Levering. We'll be back in a moment for the second inning. Grace Bataille, the third baseman for Young Harris, number 21, leading off the second inning. Bataille was 2 for 3 in the opener, scored a couple of runs. Getting our first look at Shannon Gibson, and this one is sent high and deep to left field. High, deep, and gone. A solo shot, home run for Grace Bataille. And Young Harris strikes first here. Lead off home run to open up the second inning, and Young Harris out 1-0. Now batting is the catcher, number 24, Jill Torres. Well, Torres in game number 1 was 2 for 3, drove in 4 runs, scored 1 herself. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Torres. So for Bata, that would be home run number 5 this season. Pull foul. For starting pitcher Shannon Gibson today. Gibson is making her 14th start, 15th appearance overall for the Lady Hurricanes, 54 2/3 innings pitched, 62 hits, 35 earned runs, 20 walks, 32 strikeouts, 4.48 ERA, and a 3-6 record for the sophomore. Gibson, 5'10", sophomore, Colborne, Ontario, Canada, St. Mary's High School. That one's pulled right down the line and over the bag. Extra bases. On her way to second, a stand-up double. Ripped right down the line. And a double for Torres. Now batting for Young Harris, center fielder, number 6, Sarah Alderman. So Sarah Alderman, the sister of Georgia Southwestern State University alum, former center fielder himself, Evan Alderman. And this ball is hit high. This ball's deep. This ball is gone. Alderman clears the scoreboard with that shot. 2-run home run, 3-0, Young Harris. For Alderman, that is home run number 4 of the season. That one left no doubt. Again, second shot of the day by a Young Harris batter that has gone over the GSW scoreboard. 3-0, 4 hits in the game now for Young Harris. And the batter is the designated player, number 27, Kelsey Nix. Nix is the number 8 batter in the lineup here in game number 2. Fouled off for a strike. Alderman was 0 for 2 with a walk in game number 1, scored a couple of runs. Nix came in a pinch hitting role, stayed in to play DP in game 1. She was 1 for 2 with an RBI. Swing and a miss on that one. 1-2 the count. Leadoff batter Emily Harris, or top of the order. Number 1 batter in the lineup today for young Harris, currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in the Peach Belt. With the performance in the first game, her up-to-date batting average has climbed over 400. She's at 405. 2 slots down from her is her teammate, Georgia Webb. Webb not playing here in game 2. Ground ball, backhand by Sanders. She turns, the throw in the dirt, but scooped up by Allie Denny. A good play by Sanders to rob Nix of a base hit. The backhand stab, the bounce throw into first. And there's one out. The number 9 batter in the order here in game 2. Left fielder number 4, Biz Walters. Georgia Webb's batting .388. Again, she's not in the lineup here in game number 2. As we look around the Peach Belt, current up-to-date Peach Belt rankings, Harrison 5th in the Peach Belt with 40 runs driven in. Young Harris starting pitcher is currently ranked 4th in the conference in ERA. Grabbing that one before it could hit the turf. Chloe Zeller with a nice play in center field. Robin Walters of a base hit. So 2 good defensive plays for the Lady Hurricanes. Brings up second baseman Emily Harris. And here comes Miss Harris, 405 batting average. It'll dip a point or 2 after she opened the game with a ground out. Couple of batters in the top of the Peach Belt in home run category. Haley Tierce leads the way for Georgia Southwestern, 14 this season. Bouncing ball through the left side and a base hit for Harris. And her strong day at the plate continues. Two outs for right fielder Hannah Harrison. Harrison doubled her last time up. So you've got Tierce with 14, then you've got Shope with 9 for young Harris. Tied for 4th in the Peach Belt. Wills from Georgia Southwestern right behind her with 8 home runs this season. And there's Harrison with 8 of her own for young Harris. So plenty of listings from both teams in the Peach Belt Conference leaders categories. That one called a strike, 0-2. Coming into this game, Harrison had her average up to 366. And that'll go up here a little bit, especially if he stays on this torrid pace today. Bouncing ball, foul. Denny picks it out of the air, but in foul territory. So yeah, after game 1, current average for Hannah Harrison, 366. On base percentage of 427 and a 641 slugging percentage. 11 doubles, 2 triples, 8 home runs, 40 RBIs this season. This one is through the hole. Another base hit for Harrison. Runner goes to third. Wills misplays it. The throw into second, not in time. Aggressive base running for Harrison, and she'll end up at second base. A base hit and then a bobble by Wills over in right field. Runners are at second and third, 2 away in the inning. And here comes Shope. First baseman, Haley Shope. She popped up to the pitcher. Her first time up in the nightcap. Little outside. 6 hits in the ball game already for young Harris. That one's a ball. Well, this is a team that can score some runs. They've got 17 runs in each of their last 2 games. A 17-4 win in Game 2 at Columbus State on Saturday. And a 17-2 win against the Lady Hurricanes in our opener this afternoon. Young Harris has won 4 of its last 5 games. Ground ball, Kersey has it. The throw to first in time to end the inning. But young Harris pushes across 3 runs, 6 hits for the Mountain Lions. No runs, no hits, and an error for Georgia Southwestern. Bottom of the second inning coming up from Lady Canes Field here in just a moment. Peach Belt Conference softball on the Surge Sports Network. Pitcher Shannon Gibson comes up to open up the second inning for the Lady Hurricanes. 2-1 the count to Gibson. Gibson a current batting average of .274. After game one, she has 7 doubles, a home run, 14 RBIs, 8 walks, 19 strikeouts for the sophomore. 3-1 pitch coming up. Fouled off. Count goes full. Breezy afternoon in Americus. Very different feel. That one's going to miss for ball 4, so Gibson gets a walk. It's the second walk of the game for the Lady Hurricanes. Second inning in a row, the Lady Hurricanes have opened the frame with a walk. So that'll bring up the freshman. Wait for her to get in there. Right fielder number 23, Elisabeth Wills. First pitch to Wills, a strike. Temperatures have warmed up a few degrees. We were at 55 earlier at the start of game 1. Now we're up to 61 degrees. A balmy 61 and sunny. Not a cloud in the sky. Blue skies and sunshine. 61 degrees. That's about where we'll top off today. Winds again. West winds 17 miles an hour. Very similar to where we were in game number 1. Temperatures over 80 just 2 days ago. A little bit different feel, a cool air. This one a bouncing ball, well played. The second baseman was waiting for it on the bag. The throw over to first, and it's a double play. Had that one played just about right, trying to a chopper over the pitcher's head that typically would go into center field, but standing right there and waiting for it was Harris. Touched the bag, throw over, and it's a double play, ground out. First baseman number 21, Allie Denny. Bases now empty with 2 away. Denny, again, a bright spot for the Lady Hurricanes in game 1. Had a couple of hits. 2 of the Lady Hurricanes' 4 hits, as a matter of fact, in the opener. With bounces over home plate. 1-1. With those hits, Denny's average up to 244 overall. For Peach Belt Conference, average will jump even higher. She entered, I believe, entered it in at 333. That one misses. Denny's Peach Belt average now 455. As she's appeared in 5 conference games and had smaller sample size, 11 at-bats overall in Peach Belt play. 2-1 offering, called strike. Umpire got a little excited, got a little ahead of himself on that one. Going into his ring 'em up routine, but not quite, not yet. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Denny will see if she can avoid that display. That one outside, she reaches for it and is able to keep the at-bat alive. Slapping it foul. Still in the early going, but the Lady Canes in search of their first hit of the game. So they'll bring Denny back. Gonna get an explanation on it. As head coach not happy. Wants to know what she did wrong. An illegal pitch was called. An illegal pitch, so it will not be a strikeout. Denny's still alive. Breaking it down for him. Kayla Lucas, the head coach for Young Harris in her 3rd season. A graduate of Central Baptist. Still barking at the official. This time she's giving it to the home plate umpire. Well, we'll see if, with new life, what Denny can do. It's a full count. That one very similar to the last location, but Denny a little closer to home plate for her to be able to get just the end of the bat on it. That was very close to the strikeout pitch that was called off for the illegal pitch. We'll do it again. Full count. And they bring it back inside and get Denny swinging. So a strikeout closes out the Lady Hurricanes' 2nd inning. No runs, still no hits. We'll go to the 3rd with Young Harris up by 3. You're watching GSW Softball Peach Belt Conference action on the Surge Sports Network. First pitch swinging and a shot off the wall in right center field for Murphy Davis. The Young Harris shortstop leads off the 3rd inning with a double, stand-up double. Third baseman Grayson Bowtie. Or Bowtie, I'm sorry. Missed that one. Well, Bowtie only hit a home run her last time up. She's got a runner aboard, potentially in scoring position. Young Harris now with 7 hits in the ballgame. 1-0 offering from Gibson. In on the hands. Ground ball to Kersey at third. Over to first. And there's one away. Catcher Jill Torres. Torres doubled down the left field line. In the second. Big swing on that one. Cut and a miss. Swing and a miss from Torres. Young Harris batting average as a team is up to .329 now. Here's a bunt, foul. They have 36 home runs as a squad, 36 home runs, a .329 batting average. Georgia Southwestern, .262 batting average as a team, 34 home runs. .02 count to Torres. Pulled foul. Oh, low and inside, 1-2 now. Popped up. It stayed in play, but drifted away from Burton, who was a little bit caught. Had her eye kind of on the netting that was blowing in towards her, and it curled and kind of blew the whip ball right back in to play. Unable to get it, so a new life and another chance for Torres. A 1-2 count. The wind's just whipping around out there. Now it's blowing to dead center field off the end of the bat. Tears has it. She'll throw over to first. And there's 2 away. Center fielder Sarah Alderman. Well, Alderman blasted one over the scoreboard for a home run. Her last time up. First pitch in there for a strike. A family of ball players. Sarah finishing up her softball career, her collegiate career coming to a close. Her brother Evan played at baseball at GSW, was a senior last year. And the all-time hits leader in our NCAA Division II era. So very good ball family, the Aldermans. Her mom here today, watching the game, said hello between games of the doubleheader. Very nice to see her swing and a miss on this one, and Alderman will go down on strikes. Well, no runs for Young Harris in the third. GSW still hanging around a little bit in this one. They've got some work to do. First things first, we got to get a hit. 3-0, no hits in the game yet. GSW comes up bottom of the third inning when we return. Coming up for Georgia Southwestern, it'll be Burton. Our first look at Burton, Sanders, and then back to the top of the order with Barlow. We'll be back in a moment on the Surge Sports Network. First pitch swinging for Burton off the hard hit ground ball to the first baseman who's able to field it. That's Shope. Stepping on the bag and a quick out. Open up the third. Get to the number 9 hitter in the lineup. Second baseman number 12, Grayson Sanders. That one's going to drop in on the run, but unable to cover quite that much ground was Harrison as it just got onto the grass beyond second baseman Emily Harris. Base hit. So we got a 3 unassisted to open up the inning, and then Sanders with the first hit of the game. Bloop single to right field. Back to the top of the order for the Lady Hurricanes. Left fielder, Michaela Barlow. Barlow with a walk. She walked twice in the opener as well. That one called strike, evens the count up at 1-1. Just a little bit outside. And nibbling at that outside corner and been very effective in doing so far for Young Harris. This one fouled back to the screen to even the count at 2-2. We'll see if they'll go outside again. Back to the outer edge they go. Reaching for it is Barlow. The throw will be over to first base. Second out of the inning. 2 away, runner at second. Center fielder Chloe Zeller. Zeller struck out swinging her first time up. One of 3 strikeouts by the Lady Hurricanes in this game. This one's going to get through and get a good piece of base running. And a double for Chloe Zeller. Grayson Sanders, a little track and field jump there over the hurdle as she keeps that ball from hitting her. Goes under her legs and into left field, left center field. And a double for Chloe Zeller, an RBI double for the GSW freshman. Lady Hurricanes are on the board. Shortstop Haley Tierce. Well, let's see what Miss Tierce can do. She struck out swinging her first time up. She has been struggling with the outside pitch. That's the last 2 strikes of her last at bat. We're on the outer edge or just off the plate, and Tierce just could not make contact there. She swings in at a miss. This one a little too far outside, 1-1. Well, with the infield drawn in slightly, Zeller is able to poke that one through and winds up at second base. 2 hits in the ball game for GSW now. There's another one on the outer edge and a swing and a miss from Tierce. Outside again. This one again a little farther off the plate. Tierce lays off of it, 2-2. Oof, just keeps working it a little farther out. That one a little closer to home plate, but still off the edge. Count has run full to Tierce. Haley Tierce. This time she'll go after a swing and a miss. So another strikeout. Second time Tierce has gone down swinging in the ball game. This one ends the second inning, but GSW is able to cut slightly into that lead that Young Harris had. 3-1 the score now. 3 innings in the books. Game 2 of our afternoon Peach Belt Conference doubleheader. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching on the Surge Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment. Also Adidas, as I mentioned in Game 1, proud partner Georgia Southwestern Athletics, the official footwear and apparel provider of the Hurricanes and Lady Canes. From head to toe, it's the Adidas gear, including some of the Adidas equipment our various sports use. Lady Hurricanes clad in their white Adidas tops, gray pants, white Adidas socks. The 3-Bar brand, we're proud to be partnered with Adidas, the official athletic footwear and apparel provider of Hurricane Athletics. Designated player Kelsey Nix. Waist high or just above waist high. Fastball for the first strike. This one off the end of the bat will stay in fair territory. Kersey with the throw over to first. One away. Number 9 batter in the order for Young Harris. Right. Left fielder Biz Walters. Walters flew out to center field her first time up here in game 2. Well, the Lady Hurricanes so far have been able to hang around in this one, still putting themselves in a position to make a run. Young Harris, we haven't held, Lady Hurricanes have not held the Mountain Lions scoreless a whole lot today, but they've got 2 scoreless innings here in game 2 as Shannon Gibson's been doing well to keep it in check after their 17-run outburst in game number 1. 1-1 offering, up high for a ball, 2-1. Only one more broadcast this season. Wednesday afternoon, Montevallo non-conference on the Surge Sports Network. This one a chopper, going to be tough. Short hop by Tierce, nice play to get Walters at first. 6-3 ground out. Back to the top of the order. Second baseman, Emily Harris. Harris is 1 for 2. She singled her last time up. Harris, the 5'4" freshman from Cumming, Georgia. South Forsyth High School. And one heck of a freshman campaign. Wow. So we've got Sanders in at second base, or the second baseman Sanders. A little bit in on the corner with Kersey at third. The bunt fouled off. Wednesday's broadcast starts at 3 o'clock. Just moments before first pitch, we'll go on the air again for our final softball home broadcast of the season. 0-2 pitch coming up. This one's chopped to Tierce on the run. She'll make the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Shannon Gibson and the GSW defense. No runs in the fourth for Young Harris. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hurricanes look to keep chipping away at that deficit, which is now 2 runs. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks for tuning in today. Georgia Southwestern State University softball. Peach Belt Conference action on the Surge Sports Network. Mentioned Two Dukes Barbecue in our first broadcast of the day. Two Dukes Barbecue. You can find them on Facebook at Two Dukes Barbecue. They're located about a block and a half away from campus, right behind us on Tripp Street. Second intersection, there it is on your right-hand side. Two Dukes Barbecue, Jay Duke and his wife. Two Dukes and more, and rightfully so. Not only award-winning barbecue, but you can always catch a different menu side item. They have catering business on the side as well. Always working out homemade casseroles and salads. Great food, great atmosphere. Two Dukes Barbecue, only in Americus. Check them out. Fourth inning for GSW. Third baseman Lauren Kersey. So Lauren Kersey, the cleanup batter in the lineup, game 2 for the Lady Hurricanes. Third baseman. First pitch, couple bounces to short. Kicks up on her, still has time, and a good arm and a good throw will get Kersey at first base. So second straight at bat where Kersey is grounded out to short. Shannon Gibson, the batter. The pitcher walked her first time up. At the plate is the pitcher, Shannon Gibson. So the address on your screen, how you can find us on Facebook. Of course, we got all the social media platforms covered, but one way you can find us if you are a Facebook user is by looking up GSW Hurricanes. Become a fan of our team page. Off the end of the bat, pop up. Second baseman has it. Grab by Harris, and there's quickly 2 away. GSW Hurricanes on Facebook. That's also how you can find us on Instagram as well. Easy to remember. So GSW Hurricanes on Facebook and Instagram. Right fielder, Elisabeth Wills. Wills grounded into a double play. Pulls this one foul. If you are a Twitter user, it's a little bit different. It's the same as our YouTube ID or address. In Twitter, our handle, I guess you could say, GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics is how you can find us on YouTube and Twitter. Well, the second baseman definitely not playing in the same position as she was when she turned the double play. Wills will send this one to left field. This ball is high. This ball's deep. On a rope, this ball's gone. Solo shot for the freshman. Touch 'em all, number 23, Elisabeth Wills. That's home run number 9, RBI number 26, and suddenly we've got a game. This is a one-run contest. That was a line drive that just cleared the fence in left field. Two outs, but it's a one-run game. First baseman, Allie Denny. Well, Young Harris started it all off with 3 in the second inning. Georgia Southwestern has since answered with a run in the third and another in the fourth to pull within a run, 3-2. Young Harris, 3 runs, 7 hits. GSW, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 Georgia Southwestern error so far in this one. 0-1 pitch coming up to Denny. Little outside for a ball, 1-1. Denny saw a steady dose of outside pitches before finally coming back inside and getting her for strike 3. We'll see if this at-bat stays the same as her last when she struck out swinging. Two and one. Does come inside, but a little too tight. 3-1. Ooh, that one fouled off the ankle. Denny will have to is walking it off. Her teammate Cassidy Burton, checking in on her. As the sun will slowly start to set, you can see the shadows starting to creep in as the afternoon sun makes its way behind the Young Harris dugout. Still a ways to go, but starting to head in that direction. Payoff pitch, pulled foul. Came back inside on Denny this time. And Denny able to get a piece of it. Might be setting her up for that one on the outer edge here. As she's come in a few more times this at bat. Another payoff pitch. Denny fights off another one. Looking ahead for Young Harris on their schedule yet this spring. Another one inside, and Denny pulls another one foul. Still ahead for the Mountain Lions. A home doubleheader on Wednesday against Carson Newman. Live stats and video links on the Young Harris website. Wednesday at 1 and 3 against Carson Newman next weekend. It's a trip to Greenwood, South Carolina for Young Harris and a trip to Lander. Those links again on the Young Harris Athletics webpage. 3-2 pitch, back up the middle, and a base hit for Denny. She's had a great doubleheader. Another base hit for Denny, her third of the afternoon. Two outs in the inning. The batter, catcher Cassidy Burton. Well, Burton grounded out on a hard ball to the first baseman. Her first time up today. Carson Newman again at home midweek. Lander away next Saturday, and then the following Tuesday, a warm-up for the PBC tournament with a non-conference doubleheader at Shorter in Rome, Georgia. That's what lies ahead for Young Harris. 2-0 to Burton in a quick time called. Torres is going to go check on her pitcher, have a word inside the circle, talk things over. Meeting adjourned, and we will resume play here. The 2-0 count to Burton. Ooh, good pitch. Some good movement on that one as it tails away. A little bit, bites at the last second. Strike for Burton, 2-1. The wind's blowing to dead center field at the moment, gusting out to center. That one also with a little bite to it. So last couple pitches, very solid. Evening the count up at 2-2. Burton, 196 batting average. And on the hands, pitcher has it. The throw, the hop first, then the throw, and they'll get Burton at first base to end the fourth. But little by little, the Hurricanes, Lady Canes, pulling their way closer to this one. Closer. They're within a run now. 3-2 after 4. We'll be back for the fifth inning from Lady Canes Field when we return. Georgia Southwestern State University softball, Peach Belt Conference action. Surge Sports Network. fifth inning for Young Harris. Right fielder Hannah Harris. Hannah Harrison, the right fielder, takes the first 2 pitches for strikes to open up top half of the 5th inning. Harrison is 2 for 2, a double and a single in this game. And a swing and a miss. So a strikeout for Gibson. That's her 3rd strikeout of the ball game. First baseman Haley Shope. Shope 0 for 2, grounded out to 3rd her last time up. In there for a strike. Fouls this one off. Let's see here. It was a 1-2-3 inning last. 1-2-3 inning for the Mountain Lions in the 4th. They had 1 hit in the 3rd. This will be trouble. Through the left side for a base hit. Shope has her first hit of the game. Comes with 1 away here in the 5th. Shortstop Murphy Davis. Davis is 1 for 2 rather. 1 for 2. She doubled to right center field her last time up. That was the 8th hit of the ball game for Young Harris. 5 of their 8 hits coming in that 3-run second inning. Gibson takes a little bit off of that one, and Davis will not bite. Low for a ball. Ground ball back up the middle. Again, trouble for the infield, a diving Tierce, but time called as she gets a little too much clay. On that diving attempt. Got a hold in her stomach a little bit on that one. So a base hit up the middle for Murphy Davis. Back-to-back singles here in the 5th for Young Harris. 2 runners on and 1 out. Batai, the batter, in there for a strike. Third baseman Grace Batai. Well, 1 for 2 with a home run. She grounded out to 3rd her last time up. 0-1 pitch inside. 1-1. This could be trouble. Touching the bag is Kersey. The throw, not in time. Hung up long enough for the runner to get a few extra steps in before it could get to the Kersey at third. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Lead runner out at third base on the play, 2 away. Catcher Jill Torres. Well, Torres in this game, 1 for 2. She doubled in the second and then grounded out to short in the third. This one foul. One pitch, a little bit low, perhaps outside as well. 1-1. Out in front, she'll pull that one foul. Well, let's see what Gibson has if she's got the strikeout pitch in her bag. 3 strikeouts, no walks in this one for Gibson. She'll get her fair share of strikeouts, but not a high strikeout to inning ratio. Maybe she can come up with a big one right here. 1-2 pitch, the sign, the rock, the delivery, and pitch. Fouled off, still alive. Torres won't go down easy. Another foul ball. And another 1-2 pitch awaits. Popped up out of play first base side. This will go just beyond and behind the Young Harris dugout. Still got a little room to play with here. Gibson, only 1 ball thrown so far in this at-bat. That one stays up. Just a little outside as well, perhaps. So there's one that she had a freebie to give. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ooh, line drive at Kersey. The underhand scoop. And they'll say she's safe at third base. They'll check on Kersey. That ball was a missile hitting off of Kersey. Just glad she could protect herself. That ball hit hard. Tierce with the scoop. Didn't have time to take it out of the glove, so she flipped it out of the glove to the third baseman, Kersey, who still had enough sense to cover the bag. And now the umpires will discuss things over, and they'll stick with the call made by the base umpire, saying the runner was safe. So I believe that'll still be a base hit. Yeah, base hit for Torres. And she lined that one. No way they would have ever got her at first base if the bases were empty. Base hit for Torres. Loads them up. And now Coach Levering, after having that word with the umpiring crew, will make her way out to talk to her starting pitcher, Shannon Gibson. Bases are loaded. There are 2 away. Lady Hurricanes trying to stay within a run of the Mountain Lions. We'll be back in a split second here. Well, first pitch swinging. Alderman gets jammed, pops it up in the infield, and the shortstop, Tierce, makes the play a big out there for the Lady Canes as young Harris leaves the bases loaded. They did have a pinch runner at second base. Hannah Emerson came in to pinch run before that pop-up from Alderman, but that'll close out the top half of the fifth inning. GSW still within a run. It's 3 runs, 10 hits for young Harris, 2 runs, 4 hits for GSW. We'll be back for the home half of the fifth inning in a moment here on the Surge Sports Network. Senior second baseman Grayson Sanders leads things off here. First pitch in there for a strike. Sanders in today's second game this is only her second plate appearance of the nightcap. She singled her shallow right field. Her first time up, one of the Hurricanes' 4 hits. This one off the end of the bat. Slow roller, second baseman under, hands to first for the out. Back to the top of the order for GSW. Left fielder, Michaela Barlow. Barlow is 0 for 1. She walked, and then her last time up, a ground out to the shortstop. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks so far in the game from his Dharma. This one off the end of the bat, but it's going to get through, muscled through up the middle for a base hit. Lady Hurricanes have the tying run aboard. Good piece of hitting by Barlow for her first hit of the game. Well, Chloe doubled to left center field her last time up. She is 1 for 2 in the game. Center fielder Chloe Zeller. Zeller had a couple hits against North Georgia as well. 3 for 5 in that doubleheader. She did go 0 for 2 in our opener today. But all in all, has really found her groove here as we made our way into the Peach Belt Conference season portion of the schedule. 0-1 pitch. Thought about bunting, pulls it back. Count will even up 1-1 as that one's outside. Zeller's batting .340 in Peach Belt games. She'll get a look at a 1-1 pitch here. Slaps it. Shortstop has it. Throw to first, not in time. Just a little bit further to the left, and that one would have dropped in over the third baseman's head. But didn't quite work out that way. Second out of the innings. Barlow still at first. The batter shortstop, Haley Tierce. And they will discuss things inside the circle here with Tierce up. Hasn't fared well in game 2. A couple of strikeouts so far for Haley. They'll talk about things for a brief moment. A little strategy here, and whatever they've been doing has worked well against Tierce. Kept her kind of out of sync, and so in this one hasn't had the greatest day, but the beautiful thing is with that kind of power, it can all change in one pitch. The wind blowing, gusting. You kind of, at the moment it's center field, but it's basically blowing towards the left field foul pole across the field. But just one misstep, and Tierce could be looking at home run number 15 of the season. I'm sure young Harris well aware of the situation in this one. 2 outs in the inning. GSW down by a run. The go-ahead run, however, at the plate in Haley Tierce. Outside for a ball. Kersey is on deck. She's grounded out to the shortstop both times in game number 2. I would anticipate, this probably an at-bat where Tierce is not going to get a whole lot to look at. Perhaps they'll take their chances with Kersey. First 2 pitches pretty far outside. This one also a little bit closer to the plate. The closest of the 3 pitches, but just misses the mark. 3-0. And that one's a little bit low. Outside on the outer edge as well. So there it is, the perhaps intentional walk. Something like that. Well, it falls on the bat of Lauren Kersey, the freshman. Third baseman Lauren Kersey. We need a little juice here from the home crowd. Try to get behind the freshman from LaGrange, Georgia. First pitch. Called strike. Going after the outside edge on that one. This one a little farther outside, leaving the count at 1-1. Kersey in Peach Belt Conference play, .255 batting average. She does have a couple of home runs, 14 RBIs in Peach Belt games. Kersey was 0 for 2 in game number 1 today. And again, this time around, a couple of ground outs to the shortstop, including the last one in her at bat in the 4th inning. Well, a big pitch here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tying run at second base. Swing and a miss. And Kersey will end the Lady Canes' 5th. GSW, that's strikeout number 5 for Young Harris. We go to the 6th inning. GSW trailing by a run, 3-2. We'll be back in a moment. Well, the designated player, Kelsey Nix, takes the first pitch back up the middle for a base hit. Nix, that's her first hit of the ball game. She had grounded out her first 2 times up in game number 2. Leads off the 6th with a hit. And we'll get to the number 9 batter, but first a pinch runner for Young Harris at first base. Coming up is Biz Walters at the plate. Pinch runner. Your attention fans, pinch running for Young Harris at first base. Number 9, Fallon Johnson. So Johnson, the pinch runner, over at first base. The batter, Biz Walters, will announce her for the crowd if we get the opportunity. We won't because it's a bunt back to Gibson. Sacrifice executed. And so Walters will stay at 0 for 2 in the game after the sacrifice bunt. Back to the top of the order now. Second baseman, Emily Harris. Harris is 1 for 3 In game number 2, she grounded out to the shortstop her last time up. 11 hits in the ball game for young Harris. Gibson for GSW in the circle, 3 strikeouts, no walks yet. She's allowed 11 hits, but they've been scattered throughout to hold the Mountain Lions to 3 at this point. This one's a chopper through the left side. And just like that, young Harris in prime scoring position. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Second hit of the game, 2 for 4 now for Harris. Dangerous batter here. Right fielder Hannah Harrison. Harrison is 2 for 3 with a double. Her last time up, she did strike out. That was in the 5th. This one in the dirt, picked up by Burton, 1-0. Harrison opened up the 5th inning for the Mountain Lions. As you can see, defense playing in. Pitch in there for a strike. Runner takes off for second base. Nobody on the bag. And an easy swipe. So second and third. Well, Gibson's got some work to do to get out of this. She's pitched well so far and has really settled in the last 3 innings. In there for a strike. Gibson with this, it's the sign. Now she'll rock back the 1-2 delivery. Pulled foul. Ripped. But to the right of the line and down into the corner it goes in foul territory. Wills gets the ball in. We're back to Gibson and another 1-2 pitch to come. Takes a little something off of that one, and it drifts out into the batter's box on the other side. Evens up the count at 2-2. Popped up in the infield. It'll be Tierce right at second base, making the grab, and that's a big out for the Lady Canes right there as Harrison pops up to the shortstop for out number 2. First baseman, Haley Shope. Well, Shope is 1 for 3, but her 1 hit came her last time up. Single through the left side. That one in there for a strike. High pop up. It'll be Tierce again, this time drifting a little bit to the left of the bag. And those are 2 big outs right there from Shannon Gibson off the top of the order. Pop up again. Closes out the 6th. Well, we did it on the defensive end. Now it's time to try to get back one more time and See if they can get in a position to push across at least one. Hurricanes trail by a run. Bottom of the 6th inning we go. Hard to believe it's a one-run game. Young Harris with 7 more hits so far in this one than GSW. But where it counts, one-run deficit. 3-2. We'll be back in a moment for the bottom of the 6th inning from Lady Canes Field, Peach Belt Conference Softball. Well, the Lady Hurricanes pitcher Shannon Gibson will try to help her cause here. A little offense in the 6th inning. Gibson in this one is 0 for 1. Walked in the 2nd and then popped up to the second baseman. Her last time up, the 0-1 offering just misses. Count evens up at 1-1. This half inning, it'll be Gibson, Wills, and Denny, 5, 6, and 7 in the GSW lineup. But it's a part of the lineup that has gotten the best and some of the most production here this afternoon. That one outside for a ball. You've got Wills coming up, who has the solo home run here in game number 2. And then you've got Denny that's got a base hit as well. So it's a part of the lineup that's been having the most success so far for GSW here today. 2-1, 2-1 pitch fouled off. Got a piece of it, but it's a strikeout. Sixth strikeout of the game for Dharma Rossbrug. My apologies if I got that wrong. Gibson goes down on strikes to open up the 6th. One away. Elisabeth Wills inside for a ball. At the plate is the right fielder, Elisabeth Wills. Well, a home run her last time up. She's got 9 this season. 1-0 pitch inside, goes after it for a strike, 1-1. And she'll take a big swing at that one. Home run cut, but a swing and a miss, 1-2. Well, that's the one thing. Wills is with good power. That's evident with her 9 home runs, but she has been prone to the strikeout as well. Kind of a feast or famine type situation for the freshman, and she's still finding her way, but great power potential, great start to her freshman campaign in her college career. In conference play, Wills is batting .269. Swing and a miss. That'll be strikeout number 20 in Peach Belt play. Well, no fooling around for young Harris. Miss Darmas has struck out the first two batters she's faced in the 6th inning. Comes up with Allie Denny. Allie's got a little power too. She can hit the long ball. First baseman Allie Denny. She singled up the middle her last time up. Denny has 1 home run this season in somewhat limited action. The senior for her career has 8 home runs. She belted 4 last year and drove in 41 runs. Falls behind here 0-2 though. Pop up to the pitcher, and it's an easy inning for Rossbrook. 1-2-3 inning, all involving the pitcher, as this one is a pop-up to close out the 6th. Well, we head to the 7th, running out of outs. We come up for the Mountain Lions in the top of the 7th inning. It'll be Davis, Bataille, and Torres, middle of the lineup, 4, 5, and 6 when we return. Well, the Lady Hurricanes' second defensive miscue of game number 2. An error on Haley Tierce on that ball off the bat of Murphy Davis to open up the inning. At the plate is the third baseman, Grace Bataille. Bataille is 1 for 3. She grounded into a fielder's choice her last time up. Lady Hurricanes, 2 errors. Bunt right back to the circle. They had a chance. The throw just a little too far and a little too much speed on the bases to get it. It was a bunt that was pretty hard back up to the pitcher, but now off the fielder's choice, they give up the guaranteed out to try to get the lead runner and can't make it happen. So Nobody out, another fielder's choice. And unfortunately, there's 2 on and nobody out. We get to the catcher, Jill Torres. Torres is 2 for 3. She singled her last time up. The bunt by Torres. This one is a good one. Burton has to go to first. And so this time the sacrifice is executed. Sack bunt for Torres. 1 away, but runners at second and third. Center fielder, Sarah Alderman. Well, Alderman is 1 for 3. Her 1 hit came her first time up. A solo home run for Alderman here in game number 2. It's been followed by a strikeout and a pop-up to the shortstop. That one a strike. 1-1. Overall, after game 1, stats included, updated batting average 313. 313 batting average for Alderman. Pulled foul. 3 doubles, 4 home runs now, and 16 runs driven in. Out in front again. Staying alive in the at-bat. Gibson has a 1-2 count on the Mountain Lions center fielder. Gibson hitting the sign from Burton. She'll rock back and deliver. Line drive. This is going to be in for a base hit. 1 run is in. Alderman takes off for second. She'll be in there for a double to throw home. Not in time. 2-run double for Sarah Alderman. And that one hurts. 5-1, or 5-2 rather, now in favor of the Mountain Lions. So a 2-run double to right center. Well, that was hit number 13, and that one stung. A cushion now for young Harris heading into the bottom half of the 7th, and they, of course, don't think they're done yet. There's 1 out in the inning, still a runner in potential scoring position at second base. The throw it's as we get to Kelsey Nix, the batter. Designated player Kelsey Nix. Nix 1 for 3. She singled up the middle her last time up. That one down in the dirt. Alderman goes over to third base as Burton just couldn't find the location and where it went as it skipped into her. Runner at third, 1 away, 1-1 count to Nix. This one off the end of the bat, dropping foul. Third base side. No chance for Michaela to run that one down. 1-2 count. Two pitch. Up high. Ooh. Had to jump up and get that one. Burden keeps that one in from allowing a runner to trot in. Full count. Three-two pitch, back up the middle, off the glove. Oop, the deflection, just no chance for Grayson to get that deflection off the glove of Gibson. That should be a base hit. A hard hit ball right back to the circle. So a base hit for Nix. Her second straight single up the middle. And of course, it just doesn't take a fortuitous bounce as it gets away from Grayson Sanders before she can get to it. A run is in for 3 this inning. Pinch runner over at first base for Young Harris, and now a 6-2 lead for the Mountain Lions. Okay. Pinch running for Young Harris, Madison Urquiola at first base, number 2. Madison Urquiola over at first base. Pinch running, the batter is at the plate, left fielder Biz Walters. Walters 0 for 2. She dropped a sac bunt down her last time up.
Okay, base hit over in the left field to extend the Young Harris lead to 6-2 here in the top of the 7th. Keith Mickley got a step away. And another assignment to go to tonight. So Director of Athletics here, Mike Leader, will take you home for the rest of the top of the 7th and then into the Hurricanes' final at bat. So we have a runner on first. Gibson struggling here in the 7th. 3-2 was the score heading into the 7th. Young Harris started the inning with an error by shortstop Haley Tierce. Young Harris went with the sacrifice bunt back to Gibson. Gibson elected to try to go to second. Her throw was late, so instead of taking the sure out at first, we put runners on first and second. And then the pinwheels started. So Young Harris erupting here for 3 runs in the top of the 7th to break open a 3-2 game. Young Harris with 6 runs on 15 hits. And they've yet to commit an error. GSW 2 runs, 5 hits, including an Elisabeth Wills home run, and 2 errors. So GSW with a big another line shot into left field, past both Haley Tierce and Michaela Barlow. That's going to roll all the way to the fence, and will extend the Young Harris lead to 7-2. So a base hit and an error. So GSW picks up their 3rd error of the game, the 2nd of the inning, as Barlow allows the ball scalded into left field to get underneath her glove. And Young Harris now with the runner on 3rd, still 2 outs. And they've extended the lead to 7-2. Gibson been in the circle since the start. Sophomore out of Canada. Plays a lot of shortstop for GSW when she's not pitching. Young Harris again has blown it open here. GSW still trying to get into the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Be their first appearance since 2013. A line drive over the head of Chloe Zeller off the wall in dead center field. And to throw to second, they get her out at second. So another hit and another run. So Young Harris blows it open with 5 in the top of the 7th. And your score, as we head to the bottom of the 7th, the Hurricanes, if they've got any magic, are going to have to really put their hitting shoes on in the bottom of the 7th. Your score, Young Harris 8, GSW 2. All right, we're back here at Lady Hurricane softball field. GSW looking to rally from an 8-2 deficit here in the bottom of the 7th. Young Harris blows it open with 5 runs, aided by 2 Hurricane errors in the top half of the 7th. So GSW getting it rolling here with the 8th place hitter, the catcher, freshman Cassidy Burton. Burton, a travel softball teammate of Shannon Gibson. And Cassidy splits time between catching and the outfield. She's been a designated player some, and she's also played a little bit of third base. So a very versatile performer. Batted up and down the lineup for the Canes, has kind of settled into the 8-hole, and she's doing some catching today as she did in game 1. She takes the first pitch. First strike on the outside corner, so it's 0-1 here to start the bottom of the 7th. Right down the middle, but a little bit low, so Burton levels the count at 1-1. Young Harris looking to get the sweep and move to 13-5 in league play. GSW came in today with a 7-9 record, dropped to 7-10 with the loss in game 1. So trying to get in the conference tournament for the first time since 2013. GSW can get in without one win, gets them in. So we're 1 win away. We've got 2 games in Flagler next weekend, or if Francis Marion loses one of the 2 games at Columbus State, GSW will lock up a postseason berth. So, a lot to still play for the Lady Canes in Nikki Levering's first season. Burton fouls the 1-2 pitch down the first base line to even the count at 2-2. So Burton looking to get something started here. Senior second baseman Grayson Sanders in the on-deck circle. But first, the 2-2 pitch to Burton. Burton slaps it into right field. Great play by the second baseman, but Burton beats it for an infield single. So if the Hurricanes are going to get it going, great start by freshman Cassidy Burton. Great play over at second base by the young Harris second baseman, but she did not have enough time to throw out the speedy Burton. That brings up Grayson Sanders, 1 for 2 today. She's singled in her first at-bat, rolled a slow roller to second base in her second at-bat, so Sanders 1 for 2. Senior from Columbus, Georgia, Brookstone High School. Winding out her career, takes the first pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. So after Sanders, the Canes flip the lineup. They got a lot of work to do here in the bottom of the 7th to avoid the sweep. Sanders swings through and misses for strike 1, even to count at 1-1. Young Harris about 4.5 hours north, up in the mountains. Former private junior college. Made the transition to 4-year status. And also NCAA in the Peach Belt as Sanders swings and misses for strike 2. A lot of changes in the athletic staff for Young Harris. They hired a women's basketball coach recently. They'll be looking for a men's coach as well. But the softball team looking to go 13-5 in league play. The 1-2 pitch to Sanders, swing and a miss for out number 1. So Sanders takes 3 hard outside sliders in a row, swings through all of them, and she's the first out for the Hurricanes here in the bottom of the 7th. And we turn the lineup over. Left fielder Michaela Peanut Barlow, number 4, will come in. Barlow singled up the middle her last at-bat. Trying to keep it going here for the Canes. Ball 1 as it bounces in the dirt. GSW is going to need some magic here to avoid a second sweep in a row at the hands of a conference foe. Or correction, to be their 3rd straight sweep. They were swept against Francis Marion on the road a week ago this past Sunday. And then Saturday we faced the lethal North Georgia Nighthawks, who came in here and handled the Lady Canes. And then today, Young Harris 2 outs away from completing the sweep. Nibbles the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike. Barlow playing left field today. Michaela has played right field in her career here. She's also done a great deal of catching, splitting time there this year. Last year she was a primary catcher as a junior. The 2-1 pitch. Low and away to 3 balls and a strike. So GSW not going quietly here in the bottom of the 7th. Barlow thought it was ball 4. The umpire disagrees, and it's a called second strike. So the count is full. Cassidy Burton, your runner at first. She's aboard on an infield single, the Hurricanes' 6th hit of the afternoon. The full count offering to Barlow. In on her hands, popped up to third base, and Peanut is retired for out number 2. So it's down to Chloe Zeller. Left-handed slapper, freshman comes in. She's the Hurricanes' last hope to keep things alive. Zeller's really had a couple of good weeks here as the schedule has turned to conference play. Outside corner for strike 1. Zeller's been the designated player this year. She's also been a primary starter in center field. So Chloe has seen some action. Just a bit outside off the outside edge, evens the count at 1-1. If Zeller can get aboard, the dangerous Haley Tierce is on deck. Tierce, the all-time home run hitting leader in the history of GSW softball. She's only a junior, so she'll be back. 2 balls and a strike. Tierce, the Houston County product, playing shortstop today. She's done a lot of play at third base, shortstop, even pitched a little bit her sophomore year. She's in the on-deck circle. If Chloe Zeller can extend the inning. Outside, 3 balls and a strike. 8-2 here in Americus. Beautiful day. A little chilly and quite breezy. As they're getting ready to complete the home portion of their Peach Belt schedule. Doubleheader Wednesday, non-conference against Montevallo. As we close out the first year. And first-year coach, softball coach Nikki Levering. Much like Barlow, the count runs full now. The 3-2 pitch to Zeller. She fouls it off, fights it, slaps it towards the third base dugout. Lady Kane dugout. Levering came to GSW by way of South Georgia College last July. The 3-2 pitch, 2 outs. Cassidy Burton on the run. Zeller smacks it foul, so we'll do it again. Freshman on first, freshman at the dish. So Burton will get a running start here on the 3-2 pitch. And we'll see if Chloe Zeller can keep it alive for Haley Tierce. We'll do the 3-2 pitch again. The third time. And Zeller grounds it to short. On to first. Easy play. And Young Harris retires the side. So that's your final score from Lady Hurricane Field. Young Harris 8, GSW 2. The line score for Young Harris, 8 runs, 16 hits. They had no errors. For GSW, 2 runs, 6 hits. There were 3 GSW errors. And with the results today, Young Harris, the Lady Mountain Lions, moved to 13-5 in Peach Belt play. They are 31-14 overall. They move into a third place position as we start jockeying for seeding for the postseason conference tournament up in Dahlonega in a couple of weeks. With the 2 losses today, GSW falls now to 7-11, 6 straight Peach Belt losses for the Lady Hurricanes. And they drop to 18-29 overall. And with that loss, they will fall into a tie for 7th place. So GSW with a 2-game lead over Francis Marion for that last playoff spot. Each team with 2 games left. GSW on the road for 2 at Flagler. Francis Marion on the road for 2 at at Columbus State. So once again, your final score today in Game 1, Young Harris takes GSW 17-2. They come back and take the nightcap 8-2. Your next opportunity to see the Lady Hurricanes in action, your final opportunity to see them at home, will be this Wednesday starting at 3 p.m. against the University of Montevallo. So 3 p.m. first pitch, followed by the second game around 5 p.m. be your final opportunity to catch Nikki Levering and the Lady Hurricanes at home. They finish up the home or the Peach Belt portion of their schedule next Saturday on the road at Flagler College in St. Augustine, Florida. And then with some good luck, hopefully the season will continue as we look to make the conference tournament in Dahlonega, Georgia for the first time since 2013. So again, thank you for joining us here today at Lady Hurricane Field. We look forward to having you on board Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. This is Director of Athletics Mike Leader signing off on the Surge Sports Network.